So we have learned that it is not necessary that a low power factor is a good thing, or most of the time it is not a good thing. We must improve the power factor to reduce the loss of power in the transmission lines, that means power cables. Now let us do this another example, example 7.8. A sinusoidal voltage of peak value 283 volt. So this is maximum value of voltage and frequency 50 hertz is applied to a series LCR circuit. So this is our LCR circuit in which R is equal to 3 ohm, L is equal to 25.48 millihenry. This capacitance is 796 microfarad. Now what we have to find the impedance of the circuit. First we have to find the Z impedance, the phase difference between voltage across the source and current. So we have to find the phase difference, the power dissipated in the circuit P, and power factor cos phi. So these are the things that we have to calculate. So let us solve this numerical problem. So first, to find the impedance of the circuit, we first need to calculate this XL and XC, because Z is equal to under root R square plus XC minus XL square. So we can interchange this XL XC depending on which is larger and which is smaller, but again it is a square, so we get positive value. So first we need value of XC and XL. So XL is, we know XL is equal to omega L, and omega is 2 pi nu, 2 pi nu into L. 2, this is 3.14 is pi, nu frequency is given 50 hertz. So this omega is not 50, omega is not 50, nu is 50. And now the value of this L is 25.48 millihenry. So we have to convert in Henry, that means 10 to power 3. So when we calculate this whole number, we get 8 ohms. So 8 ohms corresponding to this inductive reactance. Now capacitive reactance. So we know Xc is equal to 1 by omega C. Omega is again 2 pi nu and this is C. So let us calculate this. What is this? Xc. That means capacitive reactance. So this capacitive reactance is 1 upon 2, this pi, this nu, and this is capacitance 796 into 10 to power minus 6. When we solve this whole number, because this is 796 microfarad, when we solve this whole number we get 4 ohms. So this is Xc. What was XL? XL was 8 ohms. So now we have got all the value. R is already given 3 ohm. Now let us find out what is the impedance of the circuit. So Z is equal to R square plus XL minus XC square or XC minus XL square. That completely depends which is larger and which is smaller. So this is 3 square plus, since we have XL larger, so let us put 8 first. 8 minus 4 whole square. So this is 3 square plus 4 square, and when we take the under root we get impedance equal to 5 ohms. Now this is our impedance Z. Now let us calculate what is the phase difference. Phase difference phi is equal to, we have already solved its formula, tan inverse Xc minus XL upon R. Now let us put all the values. So Xc is equal to 4 ohm. So this is tan inverse, this is 4. See here we have not used any units because all these are in ohms. So ohm above and ohm below are cancelled out. That's why we have not used any unit here. So this is tan inverse. This Xc is equal to 4 ohm. This XL is equal to minus 8 ohm. And then this is divided by R, that means 3 ohms. So after solving this, what we get? Tan inverse 4 by minus 4 by 3. That means we get angle in minus. Current is lagging. Current is lagging. Why? Because XL is more. Nature of the circuit is inductive, hence current is lagging the voltage. So from the table we can see what is the value of this tan inverse minus 4 by 3. It is minus 53.1. Since phi is negative, current in the circuit lags the voltage. And what is the nature of the circuit? Nature of the circuit is inductive because XL is more than XC. Now we have solved these two things. Now what is the power dissipated in the circuit? We know power is equal to I square R, and what is the value of this I? I is equal to Im by root 2, and this maximum current divided by root 2. Why we have taken this maximum? Because we have given the peak voltage. We have given the peak voltage Vm is equal to 283 volts, and I from the relation Im is equal to Vm upon Z. So we have applied this relation. So 1 by root 2. So this is for IRMS current. Peak voltage is 283 volts, and this impedance of the circuit is 5 ohm. So after solving, what we get? We get 40 ampere. So IRMS current in the circuit is 40 ampere. Now power consumed, what is the power consumed? Power consumed is I square R. P is equal to 40 ampere square, and this R is 3 ohm. So power consumed is 4800 watts. So power consumed is very large. This is 4800 watts. And one important thing what we can see here, the power is consumed only by the resistive components. Here we have not put Z. In power component we have not put the value of Z. So power is consumed only by the resistive component, though current is affected by all the components. Current is affected by all the components, hence we have taken Z. But power is consumed only by the resistive element. At last, now let us calculate the power factor. So we have already calculated this value of 5. So 5, let us just put the value of 5. So cos minus 53.1. So what we get? 0.6. So power factor is 0.6. Also we have learned this identity, cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. That's why even the theta is negative, in cos we are getting a positive value. Let us solve the next numerical problem. Suppose the frequency of the source in the previous example can be varied. So we have the same values, but frequency now can be varied. What is the frequency of the source at which resonance occur? So we have to tell the resonance frequency for the given value of capacitance and inductance. Calculate the impedance, the current, and the power dissipated at resonance condition. So in the previous condition, what we have done, we have simply used the frequency nu is equal to 50 hertz. Now we have to calculate the same frequency when there is a resonance condition, and we know for resonance condition omega 0 is equal to 1 by under root LC. So now let us put all the value. This is 1. L is equal to 25.48 millihenry. So this is minus 3. C is 796 microfarad. When we solve all this number, what we get? We get 222.1 radian per second. Again, this is value of omega. This is not nu. So from this, omega is equal to this 2 pi nu. So nu is equal to omega upon 2 pi. So we get this, here they have shown by nu r, that means resonance frequency. This omega 0 upon 2 pi, when we divide this with 2 pi, what we get? We get a frequency of 35.4 hertz. Previously it was 50 hertz. Now only thing is changed, this frequency has now changed. Now we have to solve the problem at this frequency. So we have got this resonant frequency. The impedance of the circuit as resonant condition, we know at resonant condition XC and XL both are equal. So the impedance of the circuit is only the resistive component. So this is 3 ohm. RMS current at resonance. So what is RMS current? So we know what RMS voltage is given to us. So RMS voltage is maximum voltage divided by root 2. So V upon Z. Why we have taken Z is equal to R? Because at resonance this Z is equal to R. So this is RMS voltage upon resistance, and this RMS voltage is maximum voltage, that means 283 volt divided by root 3, and this R is 3 ohm. After calculation we get an RMS current of 66.7 ampere. So this is our RMS current. Power dissipated in the circuit. So power dissipated in the resonance in circuit, P is equal to I square R, same thing. So I is 66.7 and this R is 3. So again, so what we get something around 13,350 watts. That's why they have written in kilowatt, that means 13.35 kilowatts. So power consumed is massively increased. Last time it was only 4800, that means 4.8 kilowatt. Now it is almost triple of that. Why? Because current has increased significantly. Resistance is same, but current has increased significantly in this case. You can see that in present case power dissipated as resonance is more than the power dissipated in previous example, almost triple of that previous example.